Good day. I go by the name Apia Jesrodian, and I'm here on behalf of Group L to start the presentation on critical thinking. The argument, if critical thinking is so critical to development, why do people, even the educated, still find it difficult to think critically? Critical thinking commonly means the ability to think clearly and rationally. Critical thinking is highly recognized as a priority in most global institutions. A scholar in 1996 named Robert Ennings defined critical thinking as a reasonable, reflexive thinking that focuses on what to believe or to do. Also, Richard Paul and Linda Elder argues that critical thinking involves actively and skillfully analyzing, formulating abstract ideas into clearly structured thoughts. That is, conceptualizing, evaluating, and improving one's thoughts.
Hey everybody, today we'll talk about the keys for critical thinking. Critical thinking is an important skill for development. Development is not only about economical growth but also about social progress, innovation, and good governance. According to John Jove, reflective thinking helps people solve problems in a local and systematical ways instead of accepting everything. They hear, think critically, ask questions, explain evidence, and make informed decisions. Countries that encourages critical thinking often achieve more scientific and technological progress because people are willing to change ideas and create new solutions. Critical thinking also supports economical progress. Workers who can analyze information, solve problems, and think critically are more productive. They help business improve and contribute to the growth of the economy. In summary, critical thinking helps people become better problem solvers and promote innovation, which are essential for the national development. Thank you.
Critical thinking is not just being smart. According to scholar Paul and Elder, it is the intellectual discipline process of activity and conceptual analyzing and evaluating information to guide actions. It means questioning and assumption of recognition fallacies. It is the fundamental or the foundation for sound judgment and democracy.
I go by the name Insia Santi Christian. Now we continue from where my group member ended. Heuristics or mental shortcut also influence thinking. While heuristics help people to make quick decisions, they can lead to errors in judgment. For example, individuals may rely on easily available information rather than carefully examining all relevant evidence, resulting in inaccurate conclusions. Additionally, emotional reasoning can interfere with critical thinking. Emotional reasoning occurs when people assume that their feelings reflect reality. For instance, someone who feels afraid about a situation may conclude that it is dangerous, even without sufficient evidence. Strong emotions such as fear, anger, and excitement can cloud judgment and reduce the ability to think logically. In conclusion, cognitive biases, heuristics, and emotional reasoning create significant obstacles to create critical thinking. Recognizing and overcoming these barriers is essential for making informed decisions and developing a more objective understanding to the world. Thank you.
Human brain prefers to save energy. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman calls this system 1 versus system 2. System 1 is fast and automatic, but critical thinking needs basis thinking. Also have confirmation bias. We only look for info that agrees with us, so our brains are naturally wired against deep thinking. Another
going to talk about education and social barriers to critical thinking. The first point is rote learning culture, a system of education where students memorize facts and repeat information instead of questioning, analyzing, or applying knowledge. This can limit creativity and independent thinking. The second point, authority deferences, the tendency to accept the opinions or instruction of teachers, leaders, or other authority figures without questioning them.
Social conformity, the pressure to agree with the belief, value, or behavior of a group in order to fit in. This may discourage individuals from sharing unique ideas or challenging popular opinions. Echo chamber, environment, especially online or within social groups where people are mostly exposed to opinions that are similar to their own. This limits exposure to different perspectives and can strengthen existing beliefs without crucial examination.
It doesn't mean you can think. That is the paradox of educated non-thinkers. We've turned school into memory banks, not thinking from JHS to uni. For example, list all factors of production in Ghana. Do these factors even matter in Ghana's economy? So students collect facts, pass exams, collect certificates, but never learn to question them. I have a BSc, so I am right. The certificate becomes an ammo. You stop reading, stop thinking, stop doubting, and stop learning. To fix intellectual humility is the saying I could be wrong. Let me test this idea. Use your degree as a starting point, not as a finish line. A market woman adjusts prices daily can think actually more than a graduate quoting books. Education gives tools. Critical thinking is choosing to use them. Don't let graduation be the end of your learning. Let it be the license to doubt. Thank you.
My name is Mansoura, and I'm going to be talking about societal reforms that can promote critical thinking. Societal reforms that promote critical thinking often focus on educational restructuring and fostering an educational environment that encourages question and analysis. These reforms aim to move beyond rote memorization, and they lean towards deeper understanding and problem-solving skills. So firstly, we can promote critical thinking by reforming the educational curriculum. A significant area for reform lies within national curriculum, encouraging the integration of innovative teaching practices that prioritize critical thinking and problem-solving alongside traditional academic knowledge. It involves moving away from rote memorization, which primarily focuses on recalling facts, towards activities that require analysis and evaluation. For instance, educational policies can be designed to support educators in learning how to effectively promote critical thinking skills within their classrooms and curriculum. Second one is innovating approaches that are crucial for enhancing critical thinking. These approaches can include utilizing active learning strategies such as open-ended questions and engaging in discussions that challenge existing views. Educators can be trained through professional development programs to effectively integrate critical thinking into their teachings. Furthermore, curriculum reform can be guided by models that emphasize on critical thinking, as seen in projects aimed at enhancing civic education. Some researchers suggest that lecture formats might not be as effective as active learning strategies in fostering critical thinking. Also, another way is by fostering an inclusive environment. Promoting critical thinking also involves creating environments that encourage question and deep conversation of information. This means encouraging individuals to move beyond simply understanding the information to question its source, production, and presentation to expose potential biases. Critical thinking is about societal structures and institutional forces, and it can reveal how inequalities are perpetuated by challenging the status quo and promoting social change. Engaging in discussions that challenge one's views and reflecting on how personal experiences or social norms influence thinking are. Now, another way we can promote critical thinking is by addressing barriers to critical thinking. Understanding and addressing factors that impede critical thinking is also a key reform area. These barriers can include varying levels of understanding about knowledge itself, thinking, and intuitive judgment, as well as emotional influences. Educational policies should also focus on leadership development programs that train educators to create inclusive learning. Environment for conducive critical thinking thoughts.
Hi, I am Ajimai Jane Fichaus, and I'll be continuing from where my dear sister ended. Again, the method of teaching. Finland 2024 curriculum made critical thinking a core subject from age 10. They made sure that students compare TikTok claims and social media claims with textbook facts every week. This makes the children know that not everything online is true. They also learn to ask, who said this? What is the evidence? This builds a strong habit thinking from childhood. Lastly, technology means how apps and AI are built. The Google Genie added a checkpoint feature to their apps to verify every information put across their internet. They seek to read that every information being posted online is being verified and is from a correct source. Thank you.
Greatly overestimate their own competence because they lack foundational knowledge. Thank you.